Mm.
How do we network when we're not the loudest voice or when we feel uncomfortable about speaking up?
So that's a good question. And just even for clarity, I'm what they would call. I think I heard a new term, which was ambivert, which is basically like an introverted extrovert. I actually tap into both sides, and it kind of depends on what environment I'm in. Because to be clear, I do not feel the need to speak in all environments, and there are many cases where I've had to learn how to get comfortable in my silence and not feel awkward, right? Because there are times where you almost feel compelled. You feel like you have to say something. You feel like you should be saying something, and so one of the areas that I've even grown at in this space is recognizing that one, silence can be a tool, right?
Mm,
Because first off, everybody loves a person that can listen. Now, there's a difference between being silent and just being quiet. Sometimes you could be silent, but you're listening to someone. You're actively listening. You're actually rather engaged. You're actually receiving a lot more about what that person is saying than the other people that are just waiting for their time to talk. So in most cases, anytime I find myself in those environments, one, I do not give myself unnecessary pressure to feel like I have to say something, right? I am attempting to add value. I think this is one of those things where quality is better than quantity, seeking to add value as opposed to just wanting to be heard. Because you get that a lot of times, especially in like Zoom meetings where you just kind of want to jump in and you say the little corporate speak thing that they do because you just really wanted your supervisor to know, yeah, I was here.
I
But
pay attention. I care. Yeah.
yeah, when it comes to that, I don't really like that because one, it's exhausting, and two, it's not doing the thing that you think it's doing. It's not going to really put you in a better position. Like brown nosing is not really going to put you in the position to actually get the increase that you think it is. It's really more like a knee jerk, socially awkward reaction that people would do. What I do in these meetings is I'm trying to define what's the one thing that's not being said, right? I search for the area and what I mean by that is not just, ooh, so I can trigger you, or what's the thing to shock you, but no, what's the piece that everybody's missing, and you can only get that when you're actually listening to someone, right? So if you are an introvert, you're probably already the type that's taking stuff in, so that means that you're thinking of things that has not been said yet in this meeting.